We're going to play a little game of agree or disagree today. Do we agree or disagree that the Eagles and Howie Roseman were silent at the trade deadline? No moves made. Do we agree or disagree with Joel Embiid's 3-game suspension? Agree or disagree? That's what we're going to play today, plus much more. And I'm sure somebody will start a presidential conversation. Guys, trending in the AM. We're live in 30 seconds.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 woo!
And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We are live, YouTube and Twitter. You know the drill. Wherever you are watching, please smash that like button and that subscribe button. Do me a favor, hit those two buttons. It means a lot. If you're watching on Twitter, make sure you hit the repost and like button there. You can comment on Twitter. You just got to open the video box up. What's in the box? But please, if you're watching, please make sure you find the YouTube page and hit that subscribe button as we try to grow the YouTube channel here on the STT Sports Network. I am your host, Phil Stiefel. You can find me at Beard of Knowledge on all social media platforms. I'd greatly appreciate it if you did. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, IG, all that stuff. That's where you find me. Twitter. Guys, we got a jam-packed show today. NFL trade deadline has come and gone. We need to discuss whether the Eagles were right in staying silent at the trade deadline. Do we agree or disagree with their decision not to make a move? We're going to discuss that. Joel Embiid, rumor was he might have been playing tonight, but he has been suspended by the NBA for 3 games for his locker room incident. We'll call it that. Do we agree or disagree with the punishment? Do we agree or disagree that he faced any form of repercussions? They're the topics, although all you guys want to talk about is the no option on the poll missing. So whatever. You know what? I don't want you clicking no, okay? I tried to throw you a curveball, guys. So you know what? Just because you guys want to mess around, I'm going to mess around right back with you. Bop, bop, tulap. I know you like the intro song. What to stop? Phil, there was no choice for I am not subscribed. Yeah, good. I don't want you to anyway. No. No. Embiid wasn't going to play anyway, so now they don't get fined directly for keeping him off the court. I think that is part of the equation, Duck, for sure. That now they have an excuse not to get in trouble for sitting him or whatnot. I was ready to talk about, because there were rumors that he was, before the suspension was announced, Duck, there was rumors that he was going to play tonight in the game versus the the Clippers tonight. That's right, it's the Clippers tonight. That there's rumors that he was going to play, and I was ready to prepare. The NBA forcing the Sixers to rush Joel Embiid back, and then that's going to cause a whole litany of problems. We'll see. But obviously now with this situation, the playing out with the suspension, they can now sit him 3 games, because the whole real plan was to make sure Joel Embiid was healthy for the NBA Cup, right? That's all. He is eligible to come back for the NBA Cup. That's all that matters, right? Right? That's all that matters, the NBA Cup. This is all a game plan by the NBA and the Sixers plan to have the Sixers win the Cup and have Joel Embiid the MVP of the NBA Cup. That's all that matters. Yeah, he punched a reporter. Now, on the suspension, I guess we're starting with the suspension talk versus the Eagles and the trade deadline today, which is fine. The NBA had to suspend Joel Embiid for, and let's be honest, it was reported first a punch, and then they changed their story, the reporters. And from what I know, they were purposely told to change their story in the narrative on the situation, the reporters. But anyway, the NBA had to set a precedent. You can't physically assault a reporter in the locker room. You just can't do it. Whether he deserved it or not, that's another subject. And I think he did deserve Marcus Hayes, what he got. And how everyone's getting blocked for criticizing Marcus Hayes and I haven't been criticized yet, I don't know. I don't know what Mark. I must not be anywhere near Marcus Hayes' radar whatsoever. Just fine. Marcus Hayes is a scumbag. He is. But you still can't lay hands on a reporter. You just can't do that. So the NBA had to set that precedent. If they let Joel Embiid go, every time a reporter said something negative, the athlete would feel the okay to harm the reporter. So, I get what the NBA did. I get why. I'm surprised it actually wasn't bigger. 3 games is nothing, honestly. And I think that just goes to show that the NBA was just trying to set a precedent, but also not blame Joel Embiid for what he did because he was in the 3 games is nothing. Bubbles down. Stop. Why was the reporter bothering Embiid? So you must live under a rock, AOL. I know you're not a Philly guy, but if you don't know what happened with Joel Embiid and Marcus Hayes, not just this weekend, but over the last couple of weeks, you must live under a rock. Marcus Hayes wrote, for those that don't know, which there's only probably one person in the country that doesn't know AOL, Marcus Hayes wrote an article questioning Joel Embiid's commitment and the fact that he uses his deceased brother and son as motivation, that Marcus Hayes basically wrote that you're embarrassing the legacy of your brother and your son by not playing basketball yet. Basically bringing up his dead brother and his son to trash Joel Embiid's lack of availability. And you just don't do that. You just don't bring family into that kind of a conversation. He pushed a reporter for talking crap, basically. Yes. We are going to be 1-9 by the time this Stiefel plays. Yeah, I mean, we're 1-6, and I know we got the Clippers tonight, and then we got the Lakers on, Friday or Saturday, Marshawn? It's not looking good for the Sixers to start the season. Now, there's a long season. They can come back, whatever, but damn. This season, man. Whew, I'd rather argue with you, Marshawn, about Jalen Hurts, whether he's good or not, than watch Sixers basketball because it's getting ridiculous. As long as Embiid did not injure his hand, I may forgive the report. Yeah, exactly. Well, you guys have forced my hand with the poll because you won't vote honestly, which big picture, you guys might not understand that, but big picture, you guys voting improperly on the poll could hurt me grow my channel. Just so you know. But if someone jumps in randomly and finds it and sees 40% of the people voted no, they might not subscribe. So you guys might be trying to have fun with me in my poll, but in theory, you're actually hurting me. So you know what? I'm going to hurt you by not putting the answer you want in the poll question. He did. He regulated. Good for Embiid. Not. Yeah. Look. You know what? And I was talking with this yesterday about it with somebody. The fact that the Sixers let Marcus Hayes go into the locker room to begin with is a problem. The Sixers had to know if Marcus Hayes was in that locker room with Joel Embiid, something was going to happen. And they let it happen anyway. So if anybody's to blame for what happened on Saturday, which is causing Joel Embiid to be suspended, it might be partly the Sixers' fault. Joel zapped the excitement. I don't even know if it's Joel. Marshawn, I'm not mad at Joel Embiid 100%. I'm a little disappointed that he's not ready to play, especially if the Olympics caused the reason for him not to be able to play. I am. I'm more zapped of excitement because of the way the organization has handled the whole situation. I guarantee you, Marshawn, they knew. They had no doubt in their mind Joel Embiid wasn't playing to start the season. But we weren't given any of that information. If they would have been forthcoming, transparent, and honest with the Joel Embiid situation from the get-go, maybe I'd feel a little differently. I would have mentally been prepared for this. Paul George situation's different. He got hurt in a preseason game. It is what it is. But Joel Embiid has been so, I don't know, whatever. We'll see. You got Nick Nurse playing the asshole role for the organization. Daryl Morey ain't saying a word. Josh Harris is too busy with his football team. The organization is what's zapped the excitement for me. I can't change it once the show started, just so you know. Well, we can't make poll jokes until Mitchie Poo's here. I can't do it. Not going to happen. I can't let you guys ruin me anymore. Whoever runs the press wanted content, basically. It is that dumbass Joel for real. Don't blame nobody. You don't blame the organization and the way they're handling this situation at all, Marshawn. Like, I personally, I think the organization is just as at fault as anybody else in this situation. Let the cope begin again. Hey, it is. What's up, Mitchie? Say it's like say his name and he appears. Say the word poll, and Michkowski appears. It's like that. It's magic. It just happens. Stop, guys. Stop, please. Like legitly, seriously. Embiid might get deported if he hits another American citizen. Oh my God. Let's not go there. Mitchie Poo in the house. Always. It's like you say Beetlejuice 3 times, he appears. Say the word poll 3 times, Mitchie Poo appears. Phil, Joel is soft. Look, absolutely. You might be right there. You very well might be right, Marshawn, that he is soft. Sure. I'm not arguing that he is or isn't. What I'm arguing is that the lack of excitement is because the lack of I guarantee you, 4 weeks ago, hell, maybe even I did read a report, I think, in the last 24 or 36 hours that something happened while they were in the Bahamas where he tweaked his knee. And so they were in the Bahamas from, I believe, September 1st through September 5th, or maybe October 1st through October 5th. They knew then that Joel Embiid wasn't going to be ready for the start of the season. Let us know. Tell us. Be honest with us. That's all we want. That's all. Agree or disagree. We want the Sixers organization and our sports organizations to be honest. That's the game today. Agree or disagree. Do we want our organizations to be honest with us? Even if the honesty is bad news, that is what I want. I don't want the maybe, we'll see, this or that. I want the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. That's what I want. If I was worth hundreds of millions like Embiid, I would hire a guy to figure out a way for me to get out of playing. What? So you don't want to play? I think Joel Embiid wants to play. I do think Joel Embiid wants to play basketball. Now, whether he wants to play tonight or not, I don't know. I want competency. Lie to me if you must. Just win. I want competency. Okay, so you don't care if they lie. Okay, well, I think that's a fair argument to be made on your side. So just dangling the carrot and we'll see, we'll update you in a few days. Doesn't matter to you as long as they're winning. Problem is they can't win without Joel Embiid, no matter who is the supporting cast around him. And that's just my opinion on it. You know, I want them to win. I want them to win more than anybody, too. I'm tired of the last 10 years of this so-called process or whatever, and how we've been sold a bill of goods for 10 years now, and they're still trying to sell us the bill of goods, and they still haven't fulfilled the order that we were promised. I'm tired of it. But at least during the early parts of the process, when Sam Hinkie was here, we were told the truth. Look, hey, we're not trying to win games. This is part of a bigger process. We're not trying to compete this year. We're trying to set the building blocks. At least Sam Hinkie was honest with us. And it made watching, during that 10-win or 11-win season, I watched almost every game. Because I knew. I understood what the goal was from the organization. Now we don't get that honesty from the organization. I don't want to play. I want to hang with the ladies in the pool. What? But we get the worst of both worlds. We don't get the winning and we don't get the competency. We don't get any of it. That's fine. I get what you're saying. And it's unfortunate, K1. Because you know what? There's a lot of Sixers fans that have put up with this crap for 10 plus years now. At least before the process started, we were a regular, 8 seed, 7 seed every year. Trying to sell us the bill of goods of Andre Iguodala, the max player, Elton Brand, the max player. The, what's his name? A center we traded for. Now I can't think of his name. At least we weren't being told lies. We're like, we're swinging for the fences. It is what it is. All I want is honesty. All I want is to be told the truth when these players and these teams, and this goes for the Eagles, this goes for the Sixers, this goes for the Phillies, this goes for all our Philadelphia sports teams. I want the truth, or as much of the truth that they could tell us. We're big boys. We're grown-ups. We're adults here. I can handle the truth. What I can't handle is lies. And, there's a reason why I don't go to sporting events. I don't like the big crowds. They're very expensive. But I'm also not going to pay my hard-earned dollars to support an organization that's not honest with me. Andrew Bynum. I almost said Kwame Brown, even though I knew Kwame Brown wasn't right. I can't forget. How can I forget the name Andrew Bynum, of all names? Andrew Bynum played as many minutes in Philadelphia as Frank Gore did, and as Devin White did. Love it. Andrew Bynum. I remember that run that year. Is he going to play or not going to play, Andrew Bynum? The bowling. He was out there bowling every night, but not doing it. His hair changing colors like Dennis Rodman every day. The Andrew Bynum was a precursor. Without the mess up of the Andrew Bynum trade, the process never happens. The process doesn't happen without that Bynum trade, which we might not be sitting here with this Joel Embiid situation, 10 years later, if it wasn't for Andrew Bynum. Y'all had lots of calls to trade Embiid. I don't know about that or not. What's up, Brianna? Good morning to you. Almighty Finesse, what's up? What's good? What's good is I don't know what's good. We're talking agree or disagree on the Sixers with the Joel Embiid suspension. Agree or disagree with the Eagles making no trade deadline moves yesterday. And I'm going to throw that in there that we could talk about that as well. There were some trades yesterday. I got 6 or 7 of them written down here. Only 2 or 3 of them are really big trades or fairly big trades for an NFL trade deadline. But the Eagles stayed silent. And for me, I agree with the Eagles staying silent. I don't think there was a player truly available to be traded for yesterday that would have made enough of a difference on this Eagles team to trade for. Sixers are frauds. Look, I know obviously by your profile picture, you're not a Philly sports fan. You're obviously, that either looks like a Ravens or a Giants jersey there on that person. But as a Sixers fan, I am not afraid to admit that the Sixers are leaning closer to being frauds than for real in general as an organization for the way they handle these situations. Andrew Bynum started the wild hairstyles. Now everyone has, maybe call me an old man. I don't get the wild, crazy hairstyles. I don't understand people. I know my hair's a little froey this morning. This is froey for me. I know I need a haircut. I haven't had time. I haven't had a haircut since early September. That's a long time for me. Either tonight or tomorrow night, I'm gonna chop it all off. Don't worry. But man, I don't get the weird, wacky, crazy hairstyles. Maybe that's because I'm an old man. That's all. Eagles wrecked. Cowboys got star wide receiver. Jonathan. Just think about it. Mingo went for a 4th round draft pick. And Mingo is not that good. Come on. Ravens wear Giants colors. I can't tell on my screen if that's blue or purple, honestly. Gotta understand. I got lots of tabs open here, AOL. The screen that I'm reading your comments on is literally minuscule, okay? Phil, if the Eagles are better than every team like you claim, why would they need to add players? Barbara, first off, I didn't say they're better than every team, and good morning to you. Glad to see you in the chat. Didn't say they're better than every team, but they're better than most teams, sure. The Eagles are the 5th favorite to win the Super Bowl at this point, based off of betting odds. And I didn't think they needed to add a player. I would have liked some depth at certain positions, sure, but you can add depth from free agency, and there's going to be a lot of players cut over the next couple days since the players that didn't get traded, the teams wanted to move on from. We'll see that happen over the next couple days. But I wasn't trading for Marcus Lattimore. I wasn't trading for Mike White. I would have considered Zadarius Smith, but I think if the Eagles had a chance there, they would have gotten him. Max Crosby, Myles Garrett were never getting traded. They just weren't going to get traded. I didn't think they needed to make those big trades. I also was very clear yesterday and earlier in this week talking about the fact that the cap space, I think I read that they're like 25th in cap space available next year. They only have about $10 million in cap space this year left that they could sign players. They want to roll as much of that over as into next year as they can for free agency and for contract extensions, etc. They need to move that money over. So you make a big trade for one of those other players, that goes all your money. All those big names that everybody wanted the Eagles to trade for, that's your cap and a lot of your draft picks. They need young players as well. You need those first through fourth round draft picks next offseason to continue to build out your roster with young, cheap, controllable players. Phil, you boomer, you did crazy stuff when you were young the other day. I never did crazy stuff. Those are very common. Jonathan Mingo is a solid wide receiver, but is he a fourth round pick? Trade? Good pick? I don't know about that. And he went to Dallas, which whatever, screw Dallas. My question is, does that Jonathan Mingo trade mean that maybe CeeDee Lamb is more hurt than we realize? That's the only thing there. Mingo can't get on the field for probably the worst Panthers team. Yeah, not worth a fourth round. I don't know if he played or not. So Commanders got better. Look, Marcus Lattimore to Washington is a big move for them. I don't know enough about Washington, whether they needed secondary help or not. They paid a pretty big price, a third, a fourth, and a sixth for Lattimore and a fifth. He was probably out of the 7 names traded yesterday, Marcus Lattimore, to me, was the most impactful of those 7 names or so that were traded. And Washington is a scary team. And the fact that we have to face Washington for the first time in 2 weeks on a Thursday night on a short week, coming off of a Dallas week, it's gonna be a rough go on Thursday night against the Washington, a week from tomorrow. It is. It's gonna be a tough game for the Eagles and a tough game for them to win. Good morning, Joe. How are you? Hope you are well. We have agreed since the offseason, the placement of the bye was best case scenario for them. They are a different team and are back in talks for Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. The bye week was good for them early because of the struggles early with new coordinators, with injuries, etc. I would like another bye now later in the season. That would be nice. Why would the Eagles need Mike White? The Eagles' backup quarterback never plays. So, I'm sorry, I don't understand the Mike White question or comment. I haven't mentioned Mike White's name. I'm not sure if I'm missing something there. Am I missing a comment somewhere? I'm not sure about the backup quarterback comment there. The commies needed secondary help. Lattimore helps them as long as he stays healthy. Yeah, he's not even healthy right now, right? Wasn't he banged up already this year, Marcus Lattimore? I don't know. Lattimore isn't oft injured. He's a very good player. Very good player. What if y'all lost? Well, look, I brought it up already. Cooper Rush as a starting quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, filling in for Dak Prescott the last few years. He is 5-1. So the Cowboys do, in theory, win when Cooper Rush is their starting quarterback. So it ain't no pushover, so to say. I get that, Barbara. Yes, that is very fair point, and you can only beat the teams in front of you. 4 of the teams that we've beaten are very bad football teams, without a doubt. By beating Dallas next week, when we get to Baltimore, when we get to Washington, I'm not going to say a pass, but I'm going to go into the first Washington game with an open mind, considering it's a Thursday night football game, and they're just not pleasant for anybody. But Baltimore, the Rams, who are playing better football now, who I predicted would be a good team this year, the Ravens game. There are some tough games coming up in the near future, and we'll see. But you can only judge them based off of who they've played, and they've beaten these teams. Good morning, the gatekeeper, my man. Hope you're having a fantastic morning. Thank you. You meant Tre'Davious White? What? Tre'Davious White? Did he get traded too? He's not on my list of names. Did he get traded yesterday too? Address the elephant in the room. What? Rip. We're not watching Yellowstone yet. Did I say Mike White? Mike Williams. Maybe I meant Mike Williams. Mike Williams was traded. Sorry. I was reading down my list. My apologies. I didn't mean Mike White. Mike Williams, wide receiver from the Jets, got traded to the Steelers for a 5th-round pick. I did not mean Mike White. If I said that, I apologize. Marcus Lattimore, Mike White, Jonathan Mingo, Zadarius Smith, Khalil Herbert, Preston Smith. They're the names that got traded yesterday. Mike Williams wouldn't have helped us at all anyway. Mike Williams ain't going to help the Steelers. He's another guy, heard Aqua Bowman. That is the rest in peace. Yes, the end of the Aqua Bowman era. The Eagles did make a move yesterday. They did cut their tight end yesterday, Aqua Bowman. No more Aqua Bowman for us to have to worry about. I never have to say the name Aqua Bowman again on the show. Thank God. Figured it out. The Eagles should allow Nick to have final say on first downs only and take everything else away. I am concerned. That he said after the game, and he said again on Monday, that he ain't making any changes, Eric, to what he's doing. He's not. He's going to stay the aggressive player that he is. Trey White. Okay, all right. Where do the Eagles play, Rams or Ravens? Home or away? So the Ravens are away. Hang on a second, Barbara. Let me double check. I want to say the Rams are away as well. Pull this up here real quick. Baltimore's away. Oh, I got to take your comment off the screen so I can see this here. And Rams are away. So there's the schedule remaining. Dallas the road. Going from Dallas to then home Thursday night against Washington and stuff. There's a chance they lose Washington, LA, and Baltimore, honestly. They could lose 3 of their next 4 games, Barbara. Very, very, very easily. And I'm not trying to say that in a negative way whatsoever. There's a very serious possibility that the Eagles could lose 3 of their next 4 games. This Cowboys game is so much more important in Dallas than people realize because of what the next 3 games are on their schedule. Not going to doubt that whatsoever. What are we, 6-2 now? There's a very serious chance we're 7-5 in 4 weeks. There is. I'd prefer 8-4, but there's a serious chance we're 7-5. Baltimore looks like they cleaned up after their bad loss a few weeks ago. The Rams are getting healthy and playing better. Washington, Thursday Night Football, coming off of a road Dallas game. That's a tough game. Tre'Davious White got traded to the Rams, okay? Yeah, sorry about the mic. You know me, Barb. Come on. Sometimes I start talking so fast, like my mind's moving one speed, my mouth's moving another speed. Yeah, it's just the typical Phil early morning blunders. We, the 12, will settle for the following option. Subscribe. No to bust Phil. What? Well, whatever. How do you not know who Tre'Davious White? I do know who Tre'Davious. I didn't say I don't. I think we're confusing a whole bunch of names here. I didn't know he got traded. They could lose to Pittsburgh also. They could. Pittsburgh's got a fantastic defense, Delco Green. They do. No doubt about it. So the question still remains, do we agree or disagree that the Eagles stand pat and did not make any trades yesterday? Did we want the Eagles to go out, trade their first-round pick from next year for somebody big? If you look at the names that were traded, I mean, I guess realistically, Marcus Lattimore is the biggest name. There weren't a lot of the big trades in the NFL happened a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. It felt like the NFL trade deadline was going to build up some steam and become something more important than it normally has been, but it really kind of fell flat yesterday. The test of this team starts in Dallas. Yeah. And look, and I've joked about this Dallas game, like, not being the same thing because Dak's not there. CD might not be there. Dallas sucks pretty much this year, so does it take any luster? No. You got to go into Dallas and whoop some Dallas ass because of the following games after that. How difficult the rest of the schedule is for a 4 or 5 week stretch. You have to go into Dallas. Whether it's a close game or a blowout, you've got to win on Sunday. This is one of the most important Eagles-Cowboys games in a long time. Not because of the game itself, but because of what comes after the game, in my opinion. Not upset with the non-movement at the trade deadline, but Laurie and Howie have to be aware that Sirianni's nonsense will cost them in the long run. Yeah, look, it's the same old. You win despite your coach, and you can do that in the regular season. Doesn't always work out in the playoffs, and we see the same thing with the Phillies. Rob Thompson, they win despite their coach, but then come playoff time, things fall apart. Thanks. 2 tough games the rest of the season. I'm not counting Steelers because we play them at home. Yeah. I think the Steelers could be a tough game. Obviously, anytime you play Dallas, it's tough. We got two Washington. We still got two Washington, two Dallas, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. That's six really tough games left on our schedule. Six really tough games left on the schedule, Barb. So I'm realistic enough to know that this Eagles team is not just going to run the table and finish with. I predicted 11 wins. They're 6-2, so that means there's 9 games. They're 8-7. There's 17 games, so it's 9 games. So I need to win 5 more games to get my record right. Trey White is walking trash. What? Okay. Pittsburgh is a much better team this season. I mean, I still don't get the whole quarterback situation there in Pittsburgh, Duck. I'm not sure who should be the quarterback, why anybody should be the quarterback, and whatnot there in that whole situation, Duck, but it is what it is. But their defense is great. They are the prototypical CEO-style coaching system, and it has worked for them for a very long time. At least fairly worked for them because they only got, one Super Bowl under Mike Tomlin. Eagles Commanders, the greatest game ever. We're going to find out. I don't know if that's true or not, but we're going to find out very soon about that in just over a week. Used to be good in Buffalo before the injury. Now he's just average, maybe below average. Phil, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. Yeah. K1, me trying to do math in my head. And sorry. I mean, what do you want from me, K1? I went to Catholic school for 13 years, okay? Do you expect me to be a math wizard, with a Catholic school education? Let's just think about that. Do you expect me to be a good anything coming from 13 years of Catholic school? All right? Just think about it. Process that information, okay? Yeah, he is Russell Wilson is the quarterback over there now. I didn't think Justin Fields did anything bad to lose the job, but he also wasn't good enough. Russell Wilson, I mean, he's looked decent, I'm pretty sure, in his first couple games. But also, let's not pretend that Russell Wilson is who he used to be. They did make a trade for Mike Williams. I don't even know if Mike Williams is healthy or not at this point. They did make the trade, though. They actually made 2 trades. They also traded for Preston Smith from Green Bay, which I was surprised that maybe Preston Smith's not getting the snaps in Green Bay anymore. But Green Bay is still in it, so them trading away a player is kind of surprising. I was more shocked that the Eagles didn't make a trade to trade away a player. They could have traded away Bryce Huff. They could have traded away Avonte Maddox, maybe, or some of these fringe players that we want to see go or not play anymore. It goes to show that nobody wanted any of the Eagles players either. Steelers haven't won a playoff game in 7 years. Baker Mayfield beat them in Pittsburgh. It's been that long, Barbara. I'm not going to fact check you on it, but it's a long time. They've had this CEO-style coach, and everyone just assumed Pittsburgh's basically become like Cincinnati under Marvin Lewis. They're good. They survive. They just never contend. There's a difference between contending for the playoffs and contending for a title. Pittsburgh hasn't contended for a title probably since Big Ben retired, and not even late in Big Ben's career. So Fields can learn a lot sitting back and watching Russell Wilson. Like, I never got the Justin Fields hype. Even when he got drafted, I was saying it was a mistake. I'm not a Justin Fields supporter at all. I just feel bad for the guy because it's not like he was losing games, hands over fists or anything like that. I mean, they were winning football games just without him. Kind of just felt like he got a raw deal by being benched instantly for Russell Wilson. But Russell Wilson, borderline Hall of Famer someday. Preston Smith is washed. Possibly. I was just shocked that they traded a playoff. Very rarely do you see playoff teams trade players away. So you need to trade You need a trade partner for those players. Neither of them have showed anything. Yeah, that's fine. When Tom Pelissero made a statement Monday when he was naming names that could be on the move at the deadline, and he threw Bryce Huff's name in there, told me at least there was rumors, or at least feelings, or a gut shot that it could happen. Where the notebook? The notebook's right here. The notebook's right there. Right there. You have high moral standards because of Catholic school. I bet you go to confession once a week. No, I can't tell you the last time I went to confession. Sorry. And I don't know if I have high moral standards either. I think my standards and moral standards are low because of my 13 years at Catholic school. I could do a whole show on life in Catholic school in the 80s and 90s. I definitely can. I got some stories. Got you. Stroud is regressing this year like I thought he would. That's why I didn't include him in my top 10 quarterback list. Look, that was a bad loss for Houston last week against the Jets. Stroud has regressed a little bit. And that's why I'm also not putting too much stock, Barbara, in the Jalen Daniels hype. Because everybody just assumed Jalen Daniels was going to be as elite as CJ Stroud instantly became. I'm like, yo, once you get a book on these rookies, these young players, they hit that rookie or sophomore wall. So I'm not totally set. I think Jalen Daniels has shown enough to say that he's going to be a solid quarterback for sure. And I don't think CJ Stroud's going to become a bummer or anything like that. And just because he's struggling this year, they're still going to win the division. He's still going to get more playoff experience this year. I'm just not ready to put them in that upper echelon just yet. Just think about it this way. Barb. CJ Stroud, first year starting, took the world by storm. Second year, fell off. Jalen Hurts, first year starting, got us to the playoffs. Second year starting, got us to the Super Bowl. Just think about that when you're comparing CJ Stroud and Jalen Hurts and their first to second year. Jalen Hurts got better after year two or into year two. I can tell you the last time I went to, I can't tell you either. Cannot tell you, Duck. Got no clue. No clue. I'm not a degenerate. Degenerates are ones that want to quit. Phil would spend the rest of his life saying Hail Marys. I would have to say like 5,000 Hail Marys, 6,000 Our Fathers, and I don't know what else. I don't even remember the other prayer names out there. It's been a long time. You guys won't hear. I'll give you a Catholic story, Catholic school story. And this, you will not believe this, but this is a true story. True story, guys. There was a point in my Catholic school education that I thought about the priesthood. Young, early part of my youth, but yes, I considered the priesthood. I thought I was getting the call. Then I had my first girlfriend, and that all went away really fast. So, but there is a true story there. I agree on Daniels. He might get injured the way he plays. Absolutely agree with that too. Quarterbacks still, to this day and age, do not know how to protect themselves, and it's crazy. Remember Sister Barbara? I remember Sister Barbara. Did I already bring up Sister Barbara, or are you one of my former classmates, Barbara? There was a Sister Barbara at Holy Cross. How do you know? Hold on a second. Did I bring up Sister Barbara before, or do I know you, Barbara, from somewhere? Did we go to school together and you just haven't told me? I definitely want to see Alex Hunt play. You never know. We might have a pass rusher or another dynamic player. Absolutely. If Bryce Huff can't get snaps, we didn't make any deadline deals for a defensive end. Maybe it's time to unleash Alex Hunt. Brandon Graham has already unlocked Nolan Smith. Maybe it's time for Brandon Graham to unlock Alex Hunt. Year one, mid, 2, amazing, 3, 4, very okay. Or 3, okay, 4, very good. Gotcha. Acts of contrition. I also thought about the priesthood. See, I'm not the only one. Padre Felipe. Yeah. Father Phil. Yeah. Padre Felipe is funnier, though. Could you imagine? Dude, it just wouldn't have worked out. We'll just say that. It wouldn't have worked out for me. Yeah. Well, I do love a good robe. Hey, why not? But anyway, yes, that's a true story. I do still have the award somewhere. I'd have to unpack that last box of mine. I won the award for the best altar server at my church in 8th grade. I still got it. Saint Phil. Remember, Brian, you're the one that used to coin it. I was only religious on even days and not religious on odd days. All right. Do you remember saying that to me multiple times at Andorn? Okay. It's an even day. You're religious today. It's an odd day. Say whatever you want. That was you that coined that phrase, Brian. That would be 3 Hail Marys, 2 Go Birds, and 1 Bubbles Up. I like that, K1. I like that. Joe, what's up, my man? Alex Hunt should have been getting 5 snaps a game every game. Absolutely agree with you. And I'm not sure why. It could simply be, look, we all knew when we drafted him he was a project. We all know Vic Fangio has been very conservative getting his young players. I mean, look, even Cooper DeJean, even once he got healthy, was struggling to get snaps on the field. Maybe Cooper DeJean forced, Vic Fangio's hand. Maybe Alex Hunt's not forcing Vic Fangio's hand at this point. Maybe that is what it is. Maybe you got to force Alex Hunt's got to do something in practice or on special teams to force his hand. That's what Cooper DeJean did. Maybe that's what it is. Father Phil would have run the Catholic Holy Cruises. Yeah, something like that. I just can't imagine Phil committing a sin. Yeah, well, it's always the guys you least expect. Yeah, that's the first half. I'm like, I don't know about that comment, but the second half, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. That guy that used to run Playboy magazine used to wear a robe everywhere. Yeah, that's true. 14 likes not good enough, guys. You're watching Trend in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. Please smash that like button. Please smash that subscribe button. And if you've done those two things, hit that share button, guys. Later today on this channel, tonight, first and foremost, Mitchie Poo gives me an opportunity to plug more content from me at 7 p.m. Philly Press Box Radio guys. They have two fantastic guests on their show tonight. One's a live guest and one's a pre-recorded guest. Both are morning show legends. So kicking off the show at 7 p.m. tonight, I will be joining Bill and Chet to talk Eagles, Sixers, everything going on in the world. And then at 7:30 on the show, the legend that I replaced in the mornings, Angelo Cataldi. So Angelo Cataldi will be right here on the STT Sports Network tonight at the 7 o'clock show. And then at 9:30 tonight, I'll be joining Mitchie Poo, and I'm going to try to find a way to stream it on my channel as well for some Sixers pregame live. We're doing triple duty tonight. 3 shows in one day. So, guys, make sure you're locked in to the STT Sports Network. Angelo Cataldi, Mitchie Poo, me, everybody right here on this channel, guys. Lots happening, but please hit that like button, subscribe button, that share button. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. K1 with the quote of the day. Yeah. Imagine confessing to Padre Phil. I mean, you know what? See, that's why I would never have made a good priest. You would have said one of your sins. I'd be like, you idiot. I would have smacked you upside the head. Praise Phil, from whom all blessings flow. Oh, man. I knew you guys would love this one. There's a serious problem with the quarterback development in the NFL. Fields, Hurts, Bryce Young. Don't forget Anthony Richardson, Mac Young. Absolutely, Stevie. What's up, Fuentes? How you doing this morning? Look, the problem is, and I've said this countless times over and over again, some of these names, Fields, Anthony Richardson, Mac Jones, Bryce Young, should never have been starting in the first place when they started. There's no reason to start every NFL quarterback right out of the draft. But these teams do this constantly. Why? Because they feel the need to. You don't have to start a guy from day one. You can develop them. The best quarterbacks are ones that are developed, and they don't develop them. They just thrust them in, and most of the time when you draft a quarterback, Justin Fields with the Bears, Mac Jones with the Patriots, Richardson with the Colts, you don't got a good team yet. So they're getting crushed by their offensive line. They don't have weapons. Their defense can't stop a nosebleed. So you kill the team, you kill the quarterback's confidence right from the get-go, or you get them hurt. It's just been a problem in the NFL for a long time, though, Barb. Happy Tuesday? Chad, I think you're a little behind. You time travel back in time? It's Wednesday. But good to see you in the chat this morning. It's Chet's birthday today? Chet's doing a show with me, and it's his birthday? Damn. Happy birthday to Chet. Gotta love the man, Chet. Yeah, so tonight it'll be me and then Angelo on the show at 7 o'clock tonight. The Angelo portion of the show will be pre-recorded, but I'll be live on the show. Yeah, who's the bigger morning show legend, Angelo or me? So I'm going to try to get Angelo on this show. I actually am really going to try to work on getting Angelo Cataldi to join me in the morning here. Trevor Lawrence has always been overrated. Maybe Mitch, you might be onto something there. Starting rookie quarterbacks is just a recipe for disaster. Absolutely, Jose. And I've been saying that for 20 years now. I always go back to Carson Palmer carrying a clipboard his first year. And if injuries did happen, he might have had a longer career or a more successful one. Aaron Rodgers sat for 3 years. He might be a D-bag, but look what sitting 3 years behind Brett Favre did for his career. Sitting is not a bad thing. Even Don McNabb sat for 9 games behind Doug Peterson. But you throw these guys out when they're not ready. You crush their confidence. You get them injured. You ruin them. Or you're not patient enough with them to go through the growing. If you're going to start Bryce Young or Anthony Richardson, you got to expect growing pains. These teams are too quick to pull the trigger too, which then also kills their confidence. The amount they are paying first-round picks is why I don't think it's necessarily just the money, but it's part of it. And then he pulled the trigger too quickly. Killed their confidence. Confidence matters. It does. I still can't believe Carson Wentz didn't pan out. I just knew he was going to be dude. Hashtag Wentz is elite is probably one of the worst hashtags I put at the end of every tweet for like a year straight. Damn, you got to get a haircut now for. Maybe I'd do the haircut live on the air for him. My wife wants to do that. Drake May seems like he might be a good one. He's showing flashes. But see, the thing is with Drake May, Barbara, will the Patriots do what they did with Mac Jones? Or, what the Panthers did with Bryce Young, or the Colts with Drake or Anthony Richardson, and have a short leash on him? Or will they give him the rest of this year and all next year? It's your job. Learn as you go. I don't expect pull what the Sixers did in the first years of the process. Hey, we're going to lose, guys, but we're going to learn from losing. That's all that Drake May needs. Give him 2 years, and then judge him and evaluate him in 2 years. Don't worry about the wins and losses. Or are they going to lose 3 games in a row and yank the rug right out from under them? Of course, Pat Mahomes, what was it, like 10 games? 10 games that Mahomes sat behind Alex Smith? No rookie quarterback should start game 1 of their rookie season. Ever. Kenny Pickett to the list. Now he's a backup. Yeah, there you go. Kenny Pickett was starting from day 1. And they pulled the plug like 3 times on Kenny Pickett, didn't they? I want to say he only played like 13 or 14 games each of the first couple of years in Pittsburgh. You're doing more harm than good. VCP just made a debut. By starting them from the get-go. But you're doing even more harm than good by not giving them a consistent opportunity. It's because, it's not just the money invested in the quarterbacks. It's the fact that the NFL does stand for not for long. And coaches' jobs get tied to their quarterback, whether they pick the quarterback or not. And coaches know that their career as a coach can end in 2 minutes. If they have a 3-game losing streak, they could get fired. So the coaches pull the plug too quickly because they're worried about their own career as a head coach and not the quarterback. They're not thinking big. If you gave a coach and a quarterback as the owner, here, you know what? You are our new coach. You're our new young quarterback. You guys got 5 years. I will not fire you. You will not get cut. You're going to get the next 5 years. And in 5 years, we'll evaluate where we are as an organization. Then if you had that security, maybe some of these guys would either A, be set to develop, or be given the time to learn as they go. The media then give these young quarterbacks the narrative they suck because they can't move the ball in the NFL. Yeah, no, here's another thing with these young quarterbacks and killing their confidence. A lot of these young quarterbacks, when they come into the league and they fail, they've never failed before in their life. Jalen Hurts has never been a loser anywhere he's gone. Once you face that first adversity and you get benched from it. Anthony Richardson was probably the most athletic player in every league he played in up till the time he got drafted. And then he comes into the NFL. And he's a bottom-tier quarterback. He's never faced that before. They've never had to face those problems before. I'm trying to give you some eye contact on these little monologues here. You got to understand, these guys have been the best of the best everywhere they've gone. Pee-wee, high school, college. Then they come to the NFL, and the rug's ripped out from under them in 2 weeks because, they went up against a professional defense that's elite for the first time in their life. The problem is coaches and even GMs don't have nearly 5 years to see. Absolutely agree. They don't. But until they do take that route, you're constantly going to see the quarterbacks fail. It's just the way it is. Lawrence was screwed from the jump with Urban Meyer. Absolutely agree. That ruined him more than anything. Look, you can blame Urban Meyer, but you also can't discredit that Doug Peterson has, he has regressed under Doug Peterson as well. It feels like his comeback win over the Chargers in the playoffs feels like a decade ago. It was only like 2 years ago. I thought that was going to propel Trevor Lawrence to that upper echelon, Steve. But instead, since then, he's kind of come back down to earth. You know what? This is very interesting. I meant to look this up for another reason, but let me look it up right now. Where he is. He is not in the MVP conversations. It's been since I believe it was Adrian Peterson was the last non-quarterback to win the MVP, I believe. But I want to see where his odds are right now because he should be in the conversation. Give me a second. I'm on DraftKings right now. NFL. Where's the awards tab? That's stats. I don't want stats. I don't want the game. Why did I? What's going on here? I don't know why. Maybe I got to log into DraftKings for that to happen. I don't feel like trying to log into DraftKings at this point. I thought I could do it without logging in. Look, they're not. Oh, there it is. There's the awards tab. There we go. Lamar Jackson's the MVP favorite right now at 280. Josh Allen at 3-1. Mahomes 4-1. Goff 7-1. Daniels and Hurts 12-1. The first non-quarterback odds is Derrick Henry at 8th place at 20-1. Same as Sam Darnold, Kyler Murray. Saquon Barkley is 50-1, all the way down to just barely making the top 20, Marshawn. If you're going to give it to a running back, you might have to give it to Derrick Henry over Saquon, but that's another conversation. Quarterbacks are just always it's almost like you got to change the MVP award title from not most valuable player to most valuable quarterback because that's what it is. But Saquon Barkley is the MVP, and I brought it up yesterday briefly. I brought it up on Twitter and got some positive and negative comments. The Eagles might have a Saquon Barkley problem if they keep running him. But they need to go out and get maybe another running back because you don't want to completely kill Saquon Barkley. I want to see them use him more in the beginning of the game and whatnot. But you got to find moments where you can give him a break, and they just don't have the confidence in Kenny Gainwell. They definitely don't have the confidence in Will Shipley. Just like I said with Jalex Hunt and Cooper DeJean. Will Shipley's got to go out there and do something to prove he deserves a chance. But Saquon Barkley should very much be in the MVP conversation. Never thought Richardson was going to be anything great. I agree with you on that. I hate when you you draft a guy that's got 12 games or whatever it was. Yeah, it's never. Yeah, Urban Meyer was terrible. We knew that was going to happen though. Hurt's been exposed these media talking heads with his play every season. They still keep doubling down and preying on his failures. Well, that is true. True. Is Joel going to get in worse shape while suspended? They're saving him, mister, for the NBA Cup. He comes back from a suspension and is going to win the NBA Cup. First the Olympic gold medal, then the NBA Cup. Yay! Go NBA Cup. I can't believe that's still a thing. That interception at the end of the game is Doug's fault? No, not at all. But he's regressed to throw that interception under Doug's leadership and mentorship is what I'm saying. No, maybe. I think he'll still be okay, Mr. Yeah, I think he'll still be in the same bad shape. I can see how people are saying he didn't need to throw it there, but he did, and it was an awful throw. So I get what you're saying, Marshawn. I get it. You're going to blame the quarterback over the coach. And I'm not saying it's not the quarterback's fault. What I'm saying is the quarterback has gotten worse and worse every single year under ex-coach. Some of it's got to be the coach's fault, right? I think because Henry is doing what he's doing already, there's only room for one running back in the MVP conversation. And he's not even really truly in it. Not at all. Barkley has the bad plays from the Falcons and Jags game on his resume too. Yeah, he's got 2 bad plays. One of them cost us a game. The other one almost cost us a game. My fantasy football record 7-2, first place. I don't even know what my football record is because I don't really care about it. It's a free league. Eagles need to be play Shipley. He could have been balling out. Look, it's very hard to trust a rookie running back in an offense where you need your running back to block and chip block, and pick up blitzes. It's very hard to gain that confidence in a rookie running back. It really is. Very rarely do you see rookie running backs come out and play a lot often. Very rarely. It happens, but very rarely. That shirt is disgusting. Embiid. I don't think I've ever look. I didn't want to wear this. I was looking for a different shirt, and I couldn't find it. And I just said, what, screw it. I just grabbed the shirt that was on top of my drawer. This was it. Yeah, it sucks. But I'm going to work, so I only wear the shirts that suck to work. I believe in Kenny G. Oh, well, you and one other person in the world. Hurts is a second running back as I see on pace for 200 carries. I get that, Barbara, but I don't like that. I don't want my quarterback running it. You can't take running away from him, but I would love to see him run a little bit less. He is running more effectively this year than he did last year, but I still don't like it. Has he though? Has he exposed the media? What? Dotson needs a bigger role now after AJ's return. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see the Dotson. Did the Dotson trade scare Howie Roseman away? I don't think you need to go get another running back. I think they can give him a break by getting up on crap teams early to give Gainwell some run. Yeah, maybe that's what it is, Steve. I just looked back at 2017. You added J.J. at the trade deadline to LeGarrette Blount. It was a great 1-2 punch. Carried us to the Super Bowl. You don't need a 1-2 punch when Saquon's your one, but you need to have faith and confidence in your second. The NBA Cup should be a yeah. Dude, I honestly, until like a month ago when they revealed the new Sixers logo or like floor logo for it, kind of forgot about the NBA Cup. It's the dumbest in-season tournament there is. There we go, 16. It's not 20, but it's better than 14. Have we ever questioned AI's heart? Why are we questioning? Give me maybe I'm missing. I'm too many comments. Maybe I'm missing something here, Marshawn. Why are we bringing AI into the conversation? Explain that. I think it'll be Saquon and Henry up for Offensive Player of the Year. I agree with that as well, Steve. I do. I believe in the STT Sports Network. That's right. Yeah. We were at 20 likes until Mitchie called out the likes. Now it's been up and down. Is that what it is? It's all Mitchie Poo's fault. We need to get Phil to 300 subs. Yeah, we need to get me to 3,000 subs. I need the super chat back out there. I need 1,000 subs. I need this going. Kind of had a really big jump at first, and we're just two a day. We're getting 1-2 new subscribers a day. At this pace, I'll be 67 by the time I get to 1,000. Have you ever questioned AI's fight and willingness to win? I know he didn't do the things the right way, but AI ain't no bit. Yeah. Again, I'm not sure why I want to know why you're bringing AI into it. Who are we comparing AI to? I never questioned AI's willingness. Actually, you know what? I think about it. I do remember talking constantly before social media and content and stuff with people about how I wished AI would just go to the gym once in a while or practice a little harder. I do remember that. I always used to say that if AI just worked out once, not once a year or a week, like once, period, in his career, that he would have been the greatest ever. But yeah, we don't question his heart. And he's a Philly icon and legend. Gainwell's been running well under the Barkley running back room. Shipley and Gainwell can get it done and keep Barkley. Yeah. See, 25 touches is perfect. 31 seems a bit extreme. 32 if you count. It would have been 32 if he didn't drop a pass. Brown should rest on Sunday. Eagles have, Barb, I agree. If he's 98%, I'm sitting him. We got a tough stretch of games. We should be able to beat the Cowboys without A.J. Brown. The other area is you play him and then you rest him Thursday. Against Washington, maybe that's what you do. I don't know, but I don't want to risk A.J. Brown getting hurt. Bringing AI because Joel is softer than baby shit and he's upsetting Phil. I'm not upset. But it is interesting that AI never got the criticism. He did get out of the second round, but we never questioned AI's willingness. And Joel's fought through a lot more Has Joel fought through more adversity than AI? I don't know. I want to say the reporters used to call him out all the time. I remember reading articles in the Delco Times and the Daily News about AI. It's interesting. I really got to think about this AI to Joel Embiid comparison a little bit more. I really do. Got to think about this a little bit. Got to think about, the comparison of the two. Practice. Maybe I was too young to see AI's shortcomings the way I see Joel's, but Joel is so talented and he just doesn't want it enough. See, I don't think it's that Joel doesn't want it enough. If you're going to say Joel doesn't want it enough, then maybe AI didn't want it enough either then. Joel does get injured a lot. AI got injured a lot too. AI fought through the injuries though. I mean, they literally had to hide his uniform so he couldn't play sometimes. Joel, when he sits, he sits. There's also a difference in size. I don't know. It's not because I'm trying to defend Joel. I wasn't prepared for this. I'm not sure how I feel exactly just that. But AI was a troublemaker. AI was a pain in the ass. AI and Larry Brown didn't always see eye to eye. Allen Iverson, there were times, and maybe you are too young to remember this, where he was not the prototypical team player. The lack of accountability towards the refs after the botched call is alarming. Absolutely agree. I mean, the lack of accountability for referees, umpires in all sports is alarming. It really is. Rest AJ and use Calcaterra heavy in the game plan. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with resting AJ. Calcaterra is already becoming a part of the game plan for sure. But I have no problem resting AJ Brown for a game. I think people forget that Iverson was a problem. I absolutely agree, Al. They had to threaten to trade him. It was a different time. Yeah, I think that is a big part of it. That social media wasn't around back then. That changed things. Changed what we know. Social media and the internet, what it is now to then, is why we have such more, firm opinions on these players than we did back then. But I remember reading articles about Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was terrible towards the media times. Short with the media. Allen Iverson, there were problems at times. Spending too much time at, can you imagine if Joel Embiid was hanging out, drinking those Shirley Temples at TGI Fridays every single day? We'd have problems with him. My therapy appointment was pushed back due to women's outrage over the election. I was trying to stay away from election comments. AI never said that he will not play back-to-backs this season. That's true. That's true. AI and Larry Brown could have been great. Dude, it really could have been. People remember the AI and Larry Brown relationship from when AI got his MVP trophy. He said, "Where's my coach? Where's my coach?" And he embraced his coach. They don't remember before that how Larry Brown and AI hated each other and bumped heads. And Larry Brown used to trash talk AI to the media. And AI used to make subtle comments about Larry Brown to the media. People forget that interaction between the two before the MVP. Larry Brown kept Iverson under control, and B doesn't listen to anyone. I don't know if that's true on the AI side. Larry Brown and AI had a lot of problems that I remember. Look, trying to stay away. I've tried my best. I've kept the election talk out of the chat for literally. This has been the biggest challenge of my life, to keep the election talk out of the chat for an hour and 2 minutes. But of course, Eric, of all people, the gatekeeper, wasn't expecting it to be him to drop the first election comment in the chat, but it is what it is. It is what it is. Guys, you're watching Training the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. Please hit that like button, that subscribe button, that share button. I'd greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Yes, the election happened too. When is the election? Yeah, I don't know. I'm still getting text messages on my phone of, please don't forget to go vote. I'm pretty sure if I didn't vote yet, that I'm not allowed to go vote now. I thought the text messages would stop yesterday. Well, they still haven't stopped. Go figure. Go figure, guys. Whatever. We're talking agree or disagree. The Eagles not making a move at the trade deadline. The Sixers, Joel Embiid being suspended 3 games for his role in the shoviness incident. Agree or disagree with these topics. Side note, yes, I will be on 2 other shows tonight. We'll have a Sixers pregame show at 9:30 with Mitchie Poo that I'll be doing, and also Philly Press Box Radio with myself and Angelo Cataldi tonight at 7 p.m. right here on the STT Sports Network. But there will be no show tomorrow. I'm going to try to upload my Eagles check down and some other content, but I have time for my yearly physical, time to get, the old bones and blood checked out tomorrow morning. Got to do it in the morning, so I got a 7:30 a.m. doctor's appointment tomorrow. Got to get the physical done. Got to get checked out, maybe 8 o'clock. I forget what time. But, guys, make sure you stay. I'll be back Friday with more. That maybe I'll do something tomorrow after the doctor's appointment if I get to the pizza shop on time. Yeah. 3rd place in the Eastern Conference is 4-4. So for the Sixers being 1-5, they aren't too far out of it. Steve, look, yeah, I get it. It's a long season and all that. So, and I'm not overreacting, calling the season over yet either. But Sixers are pretty bad right now. Wait, what? I'm happy with the situation except for the Flyers. Yeah, look, did the Flyers win last night? I don't even know. I know they played, but I get hooked on the big board, and I'm all about my election coverage. I don't talk politics, but I love my election coverage. I prioritize my health above us. Yeah, I do. I'm sorry. I apologize. My bad. My bad. My bad. I won't let it happen again, K1, but my bad. I actually need to go really bad. Sixers are only ahead of the Bucks and Glenn Rivers, and they beat us. We're only ahead of them because they played one more game than us. Last season, the secret to beating the Sixers was a 10-0 run. What does Morey do? He picks talent off of the 40 and over league to round out our team. Yeah. You could have subbed. Yeah. Look, I wasn't bothering anybody. Wasn't doing that, but whatever. It's all good. I actually think that I might get my doctor's appointment done early enough and be able to do a show from the pizza shop. I just got to make sure traffic and all that stuff gets done. Definitely no Matty B to sub in. Definitely not. I already made that mistake once, and you guys hated me for it. 6 goals again. It's really bad. Oh, jeez. Barb, you know what? I didn't even know the Flyers were playing until I was seeing something on my phone, and I'm like, you know what? Forget it. They lost 6-4 last night. Who was the goalie last night for the Flyers? Kozlov was the goalie last night. So I'm sure what's his name said something positive about him still anyway. No. I will let you know. I will. I apologize. I try not to take too many off, but doctor's appointments are doctor's appointments. Sorry to K1 and the Core 12 for prioritizing health over the Core 12. My apologies. Next time, I won't let that happen. But again, maybe there'll be a pop-up show after the doctor's appointment. We'll see. We'll see how quickly the healthcare department gets me through this appointment. If it's like last time I went for a physical, they'll roll me in and out like in 30 seconds just because they're just trying to collect their money and they don't really care about the health. But they'll try to be patient with the doctor this time. Get everything checked out the right way. It's another Hail Mary. What did I do? I have to say another Hail Mary because I'm skipping out on you guys? God damn. All the extra content I give you. I'm going to be on the air twice tonight. 3 times today. But I'm missing tomorrow, so I'm the wrong. Absolutely. You need me for the playoffs? What playoffs or what sport? Flyers ain't making the playoffs. Sixers might not make the playoffs. Eagles will, but, we know what they are. God damn. Anyway, agree, disagree. Eagles, silent at the trade deadline. Sixers, Joel Embiid gets suspended. I will say, I know we disagreed, some of us, with the Jason Kelce situation and what he did on Saturday in Penn State. But I made a post of his apology, so to say, on Monday Night Football. I've never had a tweet blow up like this. I posted the video of his thing, over 1 million impressions, which isn't the point of bringing it up. They're not the amount of people that found the post and followed me and whatnot. The point of, I didn't realize how widespread the opinion and love and hate of Jason Kelce and what he did would go. It was shocking. But we all agree what Joel Embiid did, while wrong, was also right. There's a way to, what's wrong is sometimes right too. And he had to be suspended. We get that. Do we even care about the Sixers game tonight? Do we even care that they're playing the Clippers tonight? Like, Paul George will play. Great. Fantastic. Hopefully he'll be better than he was on Monday night. The Clippers are 3-4. It's James Harden against the Sixers. Do we even care about the game? Like, I couldn't wait to stay up on Monday night to watch some of the game because of, Paul George's debut. But at this point, I'm not going to stay up for any West Coast Sixers games. Not at all. There's no way I'm going to waste my precious sleep I got to be up at like 5:30 tomorrow morning. I ain't going to watch a minute of that Sixers game tonight. 500, I wish. Get me to 1,000 subscribers, and maybe we could talk about that. The Sixers have done everything in their power to turn us off of them, to tell us we don't need to waste our time with them. I will say this: I did start a thread on Twitter, and it was kind of funny. Some of the responses I got. I brought it up earlier in the week and on social media. The Sixers, what would happen with Joel Embiid because of the Marcus Hayes situation, and the Sixers need to make sure they get Joel Embiid's back here. They didn't. By letting Marcus Hayes in there, they instigated the situation. But the Sixers need to show that they've got the back of Joel Embiid. What can they do? as a middle finger to Marcus Hayes and the NBA for suspending him. I think they should make he's losing 3 game paychecks. Well, where are those good game paychecks going to go? Maybe they should go to a charity in his honor. Whatever he supports. Maybe they should put Joel Embiid on commentary with Al Nabi and Kate Scott. Maybe they should have Joel Embiid go out and ring the bell. Let him buy a front courtside ticket and sit courtside for the game. But realistically, what they should do, the Sixers, is suspend Marcus Hayes' Sixers credentials. If they want to show that they've got the back of Joel Embiid, they should make sure Marcus Hayes does not have access to the team for a while. Joel Embiid's facing his consequences. What he did, grabbing somebody's wrong. Punching somebody's wrong. Fine. Violence is never the answer. But Marcus Hayes hasn't faced any criticism or hasn't faced any punishment for poorly worded articles like that. I will care about the NBA after the Super Bowl. Yeah, basically. That's true, K1. It's like a true American. Yeah. I tried watching the other night. I fell asleep like right after the first quarter. Kind of underwhelming game slate for the NFL this week. I haven't even looked at the game slate. I guess I should look at the Thursday since we're not going to do a show tomorrow. I could predict the Thursday night Bengals at Ravens. Ravens are 6-point favorites. Ravens probably win that game. Probably cover the 6 points too. But yeah, let's see here. Really quick. Giants, Panthers, terrible. Can you imagine? Hey, we're getting a game in Germany this year. Let's go buy tickets. And you see the teams you're getting are the Giants and the Panthers. Could you imagine? Patriots, Bears, Bills, Colts, Chiefs, Broncos should be an entertaining game maybe. Steelers, Commanders should be a good game. Eagles, Cowboys, Lions, Texans. That's about it. There are not many good games this week on the NFL slate at all. I saw on the herd that Knicks are going to flip Cat for Giannis if Bucks keep. That's crazy. But Giannis will be gone possibly by the end of the year from Milwaukee. Hayes is a new Knick. Yeah, I guess. I think the Phillies revoked Marcus Hayes years ago. Did they? I did not know that. I know the King, Howard Eskin's been revoked by the Phillies, I want to say, but I'm not sure about Marcus Hayes. Marcus Hayes is a scumbag. And it's crazy because I used to respect him. Cincy Baltimore is a good matchup, but it's Thursday night football. So there's no such thing as a good matchup on Thursday night football because it's a tough it's a tough day to play. I only lasted half of the first quarter. Hate late game. I do too. Like I get up at 6:30 every day, Jose. It's very hard for me to stay awake for late games. I will die still thinking Saquon was down by contact. He was down by contact. There ain't no doubt. What annoyed me most about it, Marshawn, wasn't that they didn't overturn it. It's that they reviewed it in less than 3 seconds, which means they didn't look at every. You're told all the time by announcers in all sports. They got 37 different camera angles to look at to replay plays in all sports, but they did it in 0.3 of a second, which means they wanted to rule that a fumble. There's no way you looked at all angles of that play in the time frame it took them to review that play. Lions, Texans could be surprised. Yeah, it should be a good game. Lions are punishing teams. Yeah, I mean, the Lions are going to beat the Texans. Will it be a good game or not? We'll find out. The Samoan spike. Yeah, knock him out quickly with the Samoan spike. Marcus Hayes writes like the players he's talking shit about isn't going to run into him. Yeah, well. And Marcus Hayes purposely put himself in a position. Like he always chooses to stay away from the team, but he chose that moment. It's like a setup. There's a conspiracy going on between Marcus Hayes, Joel Embiid, and the Sixers right now. Actually, Marcus Hayes was paid. This is all long-term storytelling, Marshawn. The Sixers need an excuse to extend Joel Embiid's absence by 3 games. So a month ago, the Sixers told Marcus Hayes to write this article. Joel Embiid said, yeah, write this article. Me and you will have a fake beef, and then I'll confront you and I'll get suspended, and that'll extend my rest period by 3 or 4 more games. It was all a conspiracy. See what I'm doing there? I'm putting the pieces together. Jackson has a strange virus that keeps him from practicing every week, I've noticed. Yeah, I don't know about that. They said because he stepped on his teammate's foot and caused the fumble. Yeah, no. He stumbled. They used the word stumbled. Supposedly stumbled is now in the playbook. Josh Harris is the true manipulator. It is. Look, I've just laid it out. This was all a conspiracy, a complete and total conspiracy by the Sixers, Joel Embiid, and Marcus Hayes working together to get Joel Embiid extra days off without another fine. Plain and simple. I think I put a believable story out there. It's what it is. I don't know how I came up with that story so quickly, but I came up with it. And you know what? As nonsensical as it sounds, it's also completely believable. Completely believable. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. How long until Josh Harris messes up the Commanders? See, I don't think Josh Harris will mess up the Commanders as much. He bought a hockey team to help him buy a basketball team, and he bought the basketball team to help him buy a football team. He don't care about the hockey and the basketball team. He cares about football, because football is where the money's at. Look, Jeffrey Lurie just sold 10% of his team for $800+ million. That's where the money is. But he'll get the city or the state or whatever. He'll get somebody to build him a new stadium, and he's going to turn the Washington Commanders into a top tier organization that's going to print money for him, basically. But the Sixers, he don't care about the Sixers. He's already messed them up. Come on, Padre Phil. Yeah. Again, the Padre Felipe thing is hilarious. Lattimore trade feels like the Butler trade for the Sixers. Well, that didn't work out good for the Sixers, so, maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I don't know why you're comparing those two, but maybe. 100K isn't much of a fine for those rich guys. Exactly. That's true. Josh Harris like, 100 grand. Hold on a second. Pulls out his wallet. Here, keep the change. I only got $200,000 bills. Keep the change. Lurie sold 10% of his team. He did sell 10% of his team. You're now allowed to sell minority stakes in your team. He sold 10% of it. I forget the person's name. It's all public knowledge. And he got a little over $800 million, basically valuing the Eagles at about an $8 billion company. Remember, he bought the team for $275 million in 93 or 94 or whatever it was. And, he just got his entire investment plus some back in selling just 10% of his company. It's kind of insane when you think about it. They will be the Ashburn Commies. What, the Ashburn? I don't know. I was thinking more the Fairfax Commies or the Arlington Commies or something. The Commanders are going to move to Northern Virginia at some point. Move to Delaware. Now, I don't think Delaware. The Commanders are going to move to Northern Virginia at some point because D.C. won't build him a stadium. I don't even know if there's room in D.C. to build him a stadium, but they will at some point. Because much like the Sixers, Harris has the accelerated schedule to win right away. Hence the Butler and Tobias trade, which left us with no bench. Okay, I see what the comparison is now. Maybe you're right. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not really worried about them though. I care less about the Commanders. I want nothing but failure for the Washington Commanders, especially if it means success for our Philadelphia Eagles. Obviously, man. Anyway, with that being said, is it time to wrap the show up for the day, or do we keep going? That's the question. Do I give the final 10 minutes of this show to you guys to vent respectfully about your political opinions? I've thought about this. I've dabbled in this. We don't do politics. This is trending in the AM. I'm willing to give the final 10 minutes of the show, as long as they are respectful comments, the opportunity for you guys to voice your opinions about the election last night. They are the Langley Commies now anyway. What's the difference? True. They should just upgrade RFK Stadium, but DC is too much of a Like RFK, I haven't been to RFK Stadium in like probably in a long time. It's just a dump though. Commanders have been failing for almost 35 years. It's been a long time. It has been a long time. Are the results official? I don't know if they're official or not. Who knows? But pretty much every news outlet is saying that Donald Trump won. Not just the right wing, the left wing, the down the middle. Everyone's basically saying Donald Trump did win. So it is what it is. He's going to be the second president ever to have non-consecutive, presidential terms. So it is what it is. Whether you like it or you don't like it, it's going to be what it is. I just say live with the choices made. That's what I say. Whether you vote it one way or the other or not vote it, that's your choice, and you got to live with the consequences. My only thing election-wise, Jose, and I might get crushed for this or not, but, you know, what's it say about our country that Donald Trump, a convicted felon, won the presidency? That tells me the Democrats really screwed the pooch with who they chose. And I'm not saying I don't want Donald Trump as president or not. I'm just saying when Trump and Kamala Harris are your two best options, you got a problem. And the Republicans and the Democrats have 4 years to figure their party out. Hopefully we survive 4 years, but they got 4 years to figure out how to get real candidates. They're going to go back to the way it was between Obama and McCain and Obama and Mitt Romney and Bush and Gore and have real, actual discussions on how to make our country better. They got 4 years to figure it out. Yes. Looks like that way is the way. How did we win? How did well, is it up to 280 this morning? Last I checked, it was 276. But yeah, he must have won another state. If you wanted Trump to lose, you should have voted for Taylor Swift, Beyonce. I like that, Jose. Yeah, that's basically. I love Jose's comment. We just got to live with our choices. I mean, there's I forget the exact number, but over our 130, 140 million votes have been tallied. It is what it is. And Joe Biden is still president. I haven't seen his face or his comment on the election at all over the last week at all. Does he have a pulse? I don't know. Even Jimmy Carter still voted for president. Did Joe Biden even vote yesterday? I don't even know. I would be shocked if he voted for Trump. I don't know. It's kind of crazy though. And I was thinking, I saw somebody post that President Joe Biden got like 80 some million votes when he ran for president. Kamala Harris was in the low 60s the last I checked. Can you imagine that the Democrats lost? There's 20 less million Democrats voted this year. It's kind of crazy. Tells you something about Kamala. Do you know how many millionaires there are in Philly and its suburbs? Yeah, I mean, well, there's certain parts of the state that always go a certain way, and they just didn't go. You can tell who they want in office by the candidates. Yeah, well, the candidates are the problem. Biden hates Kamala with the fire of a million suns. Possibly, very possible. See, we're having a non-hateful conversation about it here. That's what I like. I did make a tweet right before the show, and I'm sure it's blown up in a negative way because that's the only way shit ever goes. When you make political comments. The Latino community played a big part in Reading, Allentown, and Philly is what I saw. Possibly. Yeah, 10 minutes. We're giving it 10 minutes. I don't have anything else to say. I'm tapped out for the day. So I'm giving you that opportunity. I don't like giving the opportunity. I'm scared of you guys sometimes taking things too far. But, I'll give you 10 minutes. It is trending in the AM. Sorry, I'm reading comments on my Twitter page from a post about politics. And I'm lost in the comments. I'm lost in the comments on my Twitter page right now. People bashing me just because of what I said on Twitter. And I didn't even say anything that I didn't say just now. True, lots of rich people in every state. I'm just saying so many commercials on our local TV. Look, denouncing Trump and celebrating Harris. Yeah, look, it is what it is. I was just starting to master the administration. Now I have to adjust my hustle again. Yeah, how I do business has to change again too. Got to change the way we do things. Yeah. We had way more pro-Trump commercials over air in the Philly area. Yeah, maybe. I think the chat gets riled up when you purposely don't want us talking certain subjects, but in a controlled environment, we're not that bad. Yeah, is that what it is? You guys just don't like me trying to control you, Marshawn? I get it. Okay. Just like I controlled you with the poll, that you don't like. Even though you don't realize that your jokes can hurt me. I have feelings, I got feelings. I don't know about that. What, did I have feelings? You don't know that I have feelings? I have feelings. Anyway, guys, I got to wrap this up here. Final couple comments here. We're standing up to the Empire. Is that what it is? It is what it is. Get through these next 4 years, and hopefully there's some candidates that are worthy. Absolutely agree. I follow Eric, the gatekeepers lead in these situations. True that. Nothing to master. Get rich and get rich quick so you can take advantage. Yep. Yep. Y'all into biopics? No. This is grown folk talk. Yeah, well, the grown folk talk is just about over. Yes, I don't waste time at the polls. Either watch Cody Rhodes promo. But it's over now. At least cheaper prices at McDonald's. Yeah. Jose is a brother. It is brother. Sorry. Hey, that's all good. But now we got to end it. Grown folk talk over. I gave you guys 6 minutes of grown folk talk. You think there will be a vote in 4 years? He already said you won't have to vote again. I did joke with my wife about that. But yeah, that's another whole subject. With that being said, guys, it's time to wrap this shebang up. But again, I'm going to be live at 7 o'clock right here, Philly Press Box Radio with the boys and Angelo Cataldi. Then I'll be live at 9:30, Phillies Sixers pregame show with Mitchie Poo. Lots happening, guys. So stay tuned, stay locked and loaded. Lots of Phil on this channel tonight. It's just a joke that some people believe is actually the case. What's up, Dave? Sorry. Show's over for the day. We're wrapping up. You got in too late to the show today to have your opinion heard. But I'll be back on the show on the air live tonight at 7 and 9:30. Yeah, I like that. All right, guys. With that being said, guys, it's very simple. It's go Birds. Bubbles up to you. Have a great day.
Pop, 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 julep. Pop, 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 julep.